What if love is not a lightning strike, but a language you can learn? What if the most painful feeling in a relationship is not conflict, but sitting beside someone you adore and feeling alone? Even the most famous psychoanalyst admitted that for all our big brains, we still know very little about love. So today, let's change that. Let's treat love as a skill set in action, a daily practice you can get good at. I am not talking about tricks or games. I am talking about clear choices, small shifts, and a new posture of the heart that helps real intimacy grow. I am drawing on insights from a classic book on attraction and from psychology, but more than that, I am drawing on what I have seen and practiced in real life. Consider this a field guide for modern love in America, designed for people who want something steady and alive, not fragile and dramatic. Whether you are dating, married, or rebuilding after hurt. This is for you. Let's start with the most important shift. Love is a verb. We speak about falling in love like it is gravity. It sounds romantic, but it can make us passive. If love is something that happens to me, then I wait, I compare, I keep score. But if love is something I do, I move, I notice, I serve, I negotiate. Loving becomes a posture, not a performance. When I first understood that, everything changed. I stopped asking, do I feel in love today? I started asking, did I do love today? Did I listen with my full attention? Did I speak in a way my partner could absorb? Did I repair harm quickly? Love as a verb is not always glamorous, but it is deeply satisfying. It grows your self-respect and your connection at the same time. Now there's a cultural myth that needs a gentle correction. We grew up with the idea that opposites attract. A quiet guy needs a bold girl. A free spirit needs a planner. There's a grain of truth there. Complementary strengths can be beautiful, but long-term, what predicts stability is not opposites, it is shared rhythm. It is similarity in the places that matter most. Think about your daily life. How do you spend a Saturday afternoon? Do you like hosting friends or do you recharge alone? How do you approach money, holidays, and conflict? Values, lifestyle, and emotional pace are the big engines of a relationship. When those align, stress goes down. When they clash, even small tasks feel heavy. The good news is you can build similarity, you can train it. If you are dating, curate shared experiences on purpose. That does not mean you must love every single thing your partner loves. It means you choose a few spaces where your lives overlap by design. Pick a show to watch at the same time and pause to talk about it. Choose a book and read side by side for 20 minutes each night. Learn the basics of pickleball or tennis and commit to a weekly game. Try a beginner class in guitar or piano and laugh through the awkward season together. If you are more outdoorsy, go to a farmer's market on Sunday mornings, buy ingredients, and cook a simple meal together. These are not just cute dates, they are deliberate investments in a shared life. At a deeper level, build a shared vision of partnership. You learned what love looks like from your family. We all did. Your parents and your childhood shaped your original blueprint. Some parts of that map are wise, some parts are missing roads and bridges. Many fights are two old maps arguing. You say this is how love works. They say no, this is how love works. You both are describing what kept you safe as kids. If you want a relationship that lasts, study each other's maps with curiosity. Ask better questions. What did conflict look like in your house? What was the rule about money? Who fixed things when they broke? What did apologies sound like? Which holiday mattered most and why? Do not ask to interrogate, ask to understand. When you know the map your partner is carrying, you stop assuming bad intent. You stop giving what you would want and start giving what they truly receive. This is the heart of loving someone in the way they can feel. You speak their dialect. You might want to offer an apple, but if they ask for an orange, the apple is still wrong. Loving in your own favorite way is not wrong, it is incomplete. Loving in your partner's language is generous and smart. It is also more efficient. You get better results, more warmth, more peace, more fun. That brings me to a communication tool I rely on, especially early in dating or when tensions run high. I call it echoing the words that matter. Picture this. Maya says, I am a photographer. Hunter replies, so you take pictures. Maya's face drops. Why? Because a photographer is an identity and a craft. Takes pictures sounds casual. To Maya, it flattens what she cares about. Echoing is simple. Listen for the words a person uses to define their world. Say those words back, not parroted, not robotic, respectful. If they call themselves a nurse, do not downgrade it to works at a hospital. If they say they are a software designer, do not change it to does computers. Speak the language that honors their identity. You will be amazed how quickly this dissolves resistance and builds warmth. You are telling their nervous system, I see you as you see yourself. While we are in the early stages of connection, let's talk about first impressions. We imagine we will meet someone at a destination wedding in Hawaii or at a perfect rooftop party under string lights. That happens sometimes. More often we meet people in a way that is ordinary. At the coffee shop you visit twice a week, on the path where you walk your dog, in the elevator at work, in the little produce aisle near your apartment. I am not asking you to be camera ready every time you take the trash out. I am asking for intentional baseline care. Plain, simple. Put together hair that looks tender, clothes that fit the day, shoes that say I respect myself. The goal is not to look expensive. The goal is to look awake. Confidence is the invisible accessory. Years ago, I watched two strangers on the shoulder of a road with a stalled car. Both were attractive. One stood tall, shoulders open, chin up, a calm smile that read, hey, could you lend a hand? Cars pulled over quickly. The other was folded into herself, eyes down, arms crossed. People glanced and kept going. The difference was not bone structure, it was posture and presence. You do not need to be the loudest person in the room, but stand up in your own frame. Meet the world with your face, not your fear. Now, a question many people dance around is love and exchange. Some say love is sacred and beyond scorekeeping. Others say you should never give more than you get. Here's the wiser middle. Love is not a transaction. It is also not a bottomless well. Healthy relationships live in a dynamic balance. When the balance is wildly off for too long, resentment grows. The happiest couples I know protect that balance on purpose. Think of value as multi-dimensional. Appearance matters, but it is not the whole picture. There is financial responsibility. There is career and social standing. There is emotional maturity. There is curiosity and knowledge. There is character. There is how you regulate stress. There is humor and play. You cannot measure any one of these with perfect precision, and you should never reduce a person to a score. But you can feel when the scales are off. One partner becomes a parent, the other becomes a child. One carries the weight, the other goes limp. Eventually the carrier collapses. The antidote is not to chase people who seem smaller so you feel big. The antidote is to raise your own baseline, meet a partner on even ground, stay there by growing together. If there is a gap in education or social status or income, talk about it openly instead of pretending it is not there. Praise each other's effort, share tools. If you are great with money, teach your partner a simple system. If your partner is a natural connector, let them coach you on social confidence. If one of you cares a lot about health, do the grocery run together, prep food together, and go on evening walks. Growth is contagious when the environment is safe. There is another source of balance that is often misunderstood. Complementary skill is not the same as opposite personality. You can have similar temperaments and still cover each other's blind spots. If both of you are high performers at work, humility at home prevents the power struggles that make love a scoreboard. If both of you are ambitious, build a ritual where the home tone is different from the office tone. Leave the hard edge at the door, speak like allies. If one of you is creative and the other is structured, trade gifts. The creative brings color and play. The structured partner brings reliability and follow through. Both matter and the relationship needs both. The key is mutual admiration, not mutual correction. Let me come back to something subtle and powerful. Eye contact. There is a very human, very primal response that happens when you look with interest. When you talk with someone you like, try this micro habit when they finish a sentence. Let your gaze rest on their face for 3 to 4 seconds before you look away. Not a stare down, not a challenge. Think soft focus. Think kindness. It says, I am here with you. It says you landed. It puts a gentle glow on the moment. Sometimes your pupils will widen a little when you look at something or someone you like. That is normal. Do not force it. Just let your attention be sincere. You can also let your eyes linger for a second on a feature you admire. Like their smile or the way their eyes crinkle when they laugh. That micro cue often makes people feel seen in the best way. Combine that with listening that lands. Echo a key word. Ask one curious follow-up. Then be quiet. Space is sexy, presence is rare. When two people offer presence, intimacy accelerates. All of this is useful when you are single. It is just as powerful when you are committed. Many marriages drift not because people stop loving, but because they stop practicing. If you feel distant, do not wait for a vacation to reset the story. Build small, daily touch points. Here's a simple rhythm you can try. In the morning, give 1 minute of warm attention before you touch your phone. Eye contact, quick check-in. What does your day look like? Is there anything I can make easier? That is it. In the evening, take 20 minutes for what I call the kitchen debrief, not the logistics meeting. That can come later. Kitchen debrief is human first. Tell me one thing that made you proud today, one thing that felt heavy, one thing you learned. While you listen, echo a phrase they used. Then ask one question that invites more. If you have kids or roommates, take this conversation outside on the porch or at the dining table after dishes are done. Guard it like a small ceremony. Set up one shared project at all times. It could be training for a fun run. It could be planting herbs in little pots and learning to cook with them. It could be turning the guest room into a reading nook. Tiny wins together add up to a big failing. You move as a team. And yes, invest in your own growth as if your love depends on it, because it does. Confidence is not a personality type. Confidence is care repeated. Tidy your space, tend to your body, learn a skill, read often. There's a reason we find talented people compelling. They radiate aliveness. You do not need to become a celebrity. You only need to become more fully you. Learn to tell a story well. Learn to fix a small thing in your house. Learn a few recipes by heart. The more able you feel, the more generous you can be. Now, a gentle warning about the idea of equal value. Do not turn it into anxiety. This is not about matching salary for salary or becoming who you are not. It is about fit. It is about carrying your side of the canoe so your partner is not paddling alone. If there is a season when one person carries more, name it, appreciate it, and plan for the trade back when life allows. What burns love down is not inequality for a season. It is when unequal becomes the rule and the one carrying starts to feel invisible. Let me speak to the ethics of all this. The techniques we have talked about can be used to manipulate. They can also be used to connect. The difference is motive. The question to keep asking yourself is simple. Am I using these tools to get my way or to see and be seen? If you notice yourself drifting into performance, come back to honesty. You are not trying to win a game. You are building a life. Here is a practice plan you can start today. No apps required. Day 1. Choose one person you care about. Echo one meaningful word they use. Watch what happens to their face when you do. That is feedback you can trust. Day 2, clean your baseline look. Lay out clothes the night before that feel like you. Put your keys and wallet in a small tray by the door so leaving the house feels calm. You are not changing your style, you are reducing friction. Day 3, plan one shared micro hobby with someone you are dating or with your spouse. Keep it small, 50 minutes is enough. Sketch together, toss a football at the park. Learn a 4-chord song. Let the experience be the point, not your level. Day 4, ask a family of origin question. Keep it kind. What did apology look like in your house? What did birthdays feel like? Listen for the map behind the answer. Day 5, practice the lingering look. When your person finishes a thought, let your eyes stay for 3 to 4 seconds. Breathe, then move on. You will feel a sense of warmth. They probably will too. Day 6, invest in your competence. Watch a tutorial, read 20 pages. Fix a small thing you have been ignoring, and share your win. Energy compounds. Day 7, check the balance. Where do you feel overloaded? Where is your partner carrying more? Thank them. Offer one action that helps. Repeat that sequence for a month. You will feel like you upgraded the software of your relationship. If you are single and want to meet someone, here are a few places to practice without pressure. The local bookstore on weeknights, the community center during an evening class, a beginner sports league, the library on a weekend afternoon, the dog park, your favorite coffee shop early in the morning, not because those places guarantee romance, but because they give you a steady stream of small chances to practice presence. Smile with your eyes, ask a kind question, echo a word. If you feel a spark, great. If not, you still leave more open than you arrived. If you are married or committed, here's a repair script I love when things feel stuck. It is short, it works. Try this in a calm moment. Start with ownership. Say, when you needed me to listen about work, I gave advice instead of empathy. I am sorry, then echo. You said you felt alone in that moment, then make a request. Next time, would you like me to ask one question first and hold advice until you ask for it? Finally, offer something specific you will do. Tonight after dinner, do you want to take a short walk and try again? This is love as a verb in action. Name the moment, validate, ask permission, offer repair. There's one more mindset that keeps long-term love alive. Do not confuse peace with silence. Peace is not the absence of words. Peace is feeling safe enough to tell the truth without losing each other. If you have been walking on eggshells, that is not peace. That is a truce with fear. Start small. Tell one truth and pair it with care. I want to tell you something because I love us. When you scroll while I am talking, I feel unimportant. Could we try putting phones away during our kitchen debrief, then be ready to hear a truth in return? When both of you can do this, intimacy deepens, the room gets lighter. You might be wondering, where do I start if my relationship already feels far gone? Start with you. Start with small, visible acts of love you can control. Start with self-stewardship. When we care for ourselves, we stop asking our partner to patch every hole in our boat. We show up as a person, not a project. From that place, you can ask for what you need with dignity. If your partner meets you there, there is hope. If they do not, you will still have grown into someone stronger and kinder. Everything I have shared today comes down to 3 pillars. First, intentional similarity. Build overlap on purpose. Choose shared rhythms and shared language. Study each other's maps. Second, complementary gifts with equal dignity. Celebrate difference without turning it into a power play. Balance the canoe. Third, personal growth as relationship care. Raise your baseline. Confidence, competence, and character make you easier to love and harder to shape. None of this eliminates mystery. Love will always have a part that cannot be grasped, but love also rewards attention, most of the time. We are not missing magic. We are missing simple practices done consistently. We do not need bigger feelings. We need better habits. So here's my invitation. For the next week, stop wondering if you are lovable enough. Start practicing love as a verb. Echo the words that matter. Look with soft eyes for a few seconds longer. Dress like you respect your future. Ask about the old map and offer a new route. Pick a small shared project and celebrate tiny wins. Balance the canoe. Grow what is yours to grow. You will feel the air change. And if you are listening to this and thinking, I do not know if I even believe in love anymore, let me say this with tenderness. You are not broken for wanting connection. Loneliness beside someone you love is one of the hardest human experiences, but there is a way through. It starts with seeing love as something you do, not just something you feel. It starts with treating the person you love, including yourself, like someone worth learning. If this inspired you, please give it a like. Subscribe for more weekly insights and share it with a friend who's on this journey with you. Thanks so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. See you in the next video.